So today we have with us Clifford Smith, a historian at the U.S. Grant. Thank you for joining us, Clifford.
You're welcome.
So go ahead and just tell me what you know about the beginning stages of hotel development in downtown San Diego.
Yes. Well, the first premier hotel in downtown San Diego was the U.S. Grant. We opened up in 1910, and it was the largest concrete and steel structure in all of downtown San Diego. We had two other hotels that were here in downtown San Diego. One was called the Horton House. The other one was called the Grand Hotel, and the other one was called the Horton Hotel. Those two came about around 1840s, 1850s, and they were both two of the oldest hotels here in downtown San Diego. They were closed up and shipped over on Island and 4th, which is now called the Grand Hotel. One was owned by Wyatt Earp, the other was owned by Alonzo Horton. But when you talk about the grand hotels in downtown San Diego, the first and the largest hotel in downtown San Diego was called the Horton House. It opened up in 1870. The largest wooden structure in all of San Diego, really in all of California, was right here between 4th and 3rd Avenue. Well, what happened was Ulysses S. Grant Jr. came out here in 1893. He purchased the wooden structure in 1895 for a cost between $56,000 and $57,000. Then in the early 1900s, he tore it down to build the Grant to honor his president father. Now the Grant Hotel, they broke ground around 1902, 1903, and it was going to be the largest concrete and steel structure in all of San Diego. When it opened up in 1910, there was a grand opening, and the hotel, we were the first hotel here to have an indoor horse and carriage entryway. No other hotel had that in all of San Diego. The other point about the Grand Hotel is when it opened up, it also, we were the largest structure where you could see out to the bay. There's a point in the 1939, the hotel opened its first radio station. Matter of fact, we had the first radio station in all of San Diego, the largest radio station in California, KFSD. And a famous president used to come here for a third of his fireside chats, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who owned a home in Coronado. The other thing that makes us first is we underwent in 2006 an interior design. We were voted by Hotel World magazine Best Room Design in North America 2008.
That's very interesting. So how has the amenities at the U.S. Grant changed over time from its opening day in 1910 to now in 2010?
Well, tremendously. In 1910, if you can visualize the old English design, as far as with, napkins, chinaware, but to move right up, it's more Art Deco, reminiscent of the 1920s, the Art Deco period.
Would you say that was the golden era of this hotel in the 1920s?
I would say the golden era of the hotel, to me, it would be the 1930s and the 1940s would be the golden era. Because then, well, a good example, we had the big bands here. And we've had celebrities from Wyatt Earp, Woodrow Wilson, Elvis Presley during the 50s. But I like the 40s because the 40s, the Navy took over the entire hotel for housing. No hotel employees were here during World War II. And matter of fact, I've met guests who used to come here and dance in one of the ballrooms with the nurses. Mm-hmm. And they tell me that the parties during the 1940s were very lavish.
What monumental figures played a role in the development of the lodging industry in downtown from the beginning when the hotel first opened up?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, we've had the movers and shakers of San Diego's a name that I remember was Mr. Fletcher. Fletcher was a developer, Fletcher Hills. And another name comes to me was also Baron Long, who was a developer too. Another name comes to me was Harrison Albright, who had an architect firm in Los Angeles. Matter of fact, he was responsible for designing the Grant Hotel, the Spreckles Theater that's right down the street from us, and the Oregon Pavilion. Those are just some of the movers and shakers with the early development here.
How do you think the U.S. Grant is relevant to downtown San Diego today?
Well, what makes us relevant here is we're the premier. Matter of fact, all center development started right here in downtown San Diego. And being the only hotel in downtown San Diego that have hosted more presidents than any other hotel in downtown San Diego, from Woodrow Wilson to George W. Bush. I must say we're unique because we were the only premier hotel till the 1960s, with the more modern hotels that basically sprung up. But from 1910 to the 1960s, early 60s, this was the place to be and to be seen.
Thank you very much, Clifford. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, we just celebrated our 100th anniversary, October the 15th. And I will add this here, is that women had a lot to do with our property. And I can say that when we first opened up the development of Balboa Park, most people thought that Balboa Park was laid out for the Panama Exposition, but it was laid out as a destination place for the Grant. A lady by the name of Kay Sessions was chosen to lay out Balboa Park. She was assigned to do 100 trees. She did almost 1,000. Our Grant Grill had a men-only policy when it first opened up in 1950, propriety. And then that was challenged by 5 female attorneys in 69-70. History was made last interior design. 100% of all of our rooms were designed by women. Voted #1 by Hotel World Magazine, Best Room Design in North America, 2008.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much, Clifford.
You're welcome.